In a world overflowing with noise, the words of an intelligent man are rare, deliberate, and powerful. He does not speak to impress, he speaks to express clarity, calm, and control. The Stoics, Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, Seneca, taught us that wisdom is not just in what you say, but in what you choose not to say. An intelligent man guards his tongue like a warrior guards his sword, because he understands this truth. Words can build, but they can also destroy, and once spoken, they cannot be taken back. This speech isn't about silence. It's about discipline. It's about learning to bite your tongue when pride wants to speak. It's about refusing to say what ego whispers in your ear. Today we're diving deep into the 7 things an intelligent man never says. Not because he's afraid, but because he's wise. If you want to command respect, if you want to lead with strength, and if you want to walk the Stoic path of mastery, this message is for you. Let's begin. 1. That's just how I am. This phrase is a declaration of surrender, not strength. When a man says, "That's just how I am," he's placing a ceiling on his own growth. He's choosing to remain static instead of evolving. Stoicism teaches us that the essence of life is change. Everything around us is in motion, and so must we be. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually. To say, "That's just how I am," is to excuse weakness, temper, laziness, or pride as if they were permanent fixtures in our identity. But the Stoic understands that character is not fixed. It is shaped by daily choices, constant reflection, and the courage to improve. Epictetus reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Reactions can be trained, behavior can be refined. No man is born finished. This phrase also shuts the door on accountability. It places blame on personality instead of taking ownership. But a man of intelligence, true intelligence, understands that personal development is not optional. It's essential. He embraces discomfort, faces his flaws, and says, "This is who I've been, but it's not who I have to remain." Growth requires humility. It demands that we acknowledge our imperfections without justifying them. The Stoic doesn't cling to excuses. He seeks transformation. "That's just how I am" becomes, "I'm working on becoming better." The intelligent man doesn't fear change. He knows that every moment offers a new chance to rise above the old self. 2. I already know that. This phrase is the enemy of wisdom. The moment a man says, "I already know that," he shuts down the possibility of learning. It's a statement rooted in pride, not understanding. The Stoics taught that true wisdom begins with recognizing how much you don't know. Socrates, one of the philosophical fathers of Stoicism, famously said, "I know that I know nothing." That wasn't humility for show. It was the foundation of his greatness. When a man claims to already know, what he's really doing is protecting his ego. He fears being seen as a student, but the intelligent man knows that life itself is a classroom, and every person, no matter how young or old, can teach you something. Even when you've heard the lesson before, you haven't heard it in this moment, with these experiences, in this context. Repetition doesn't make a truth less valuable, it makes it more real. Saying "I already know" is also a way of dismissing others, shutting down connection and collaboration. The Stoic seeks clarity, not cleverness. He listens with patience because he knows wisdom isn't just in speaking, it's in hearing what others miss. The intelligent man stays teachable, always. 3. It's not my fault. Blame is easy. Responsibility is rare. When a man says, "It's not my fault," he may escape temporary judgment, but he also surrenders his power. The Stoic man does not concern himself with assigning blame. He concerns himself with what he can control, which is always his response, his attitude, and his actions moving forward. Epictetus taught that we should focus only on what lies within our control. Blaming others is a distraction. It shifts focus away from personal growth. and places it on circumstances or people we cannot change. The moment you say, "It's not my fault," you step into victimhood. And from there, nothing changes. An intelligent man understands that even when something isn't his fault, it may still be his responsibility. Maybe someone betrayed you, maybe life threw something unfair your way, but what you do next, that's yours to own. You didn't create the fire, but it's your job to keep it from burning everything down. Blame delays growth. It hardens the ego. It says, "I am perfect, the world is flawed." But the Stoic knows perfection is a myth, and growth comes from brutal honesty. Taking responsibility, even when you don't have to, is a sign of strength, not weakness. The intelligent man doesn't seek to escape responsibility, he embraces it. 4. I don't care anymore. At first glance, this phrase sounds like strength, like detachment or control, but in reality it often masks deep frustration, emotional fatigue, or fear of vulnerability. When a man says, "I don't care anymore," he's not rising above the situation, he's withdrawing from it. He's giving up the very power the Stoics taught us to guard, the power to remain engaged without being controlled. Stoicism is not about becoming cold or emotionless. It's about developing emotional discipline. Marcus Aurelius didn't teach us to stop caring. He taught us to care about the right things. To care deeply, but not to be ruled by those cares. To love, but not cling. To act, but not obsess over the outcome. Saying, "I don't care anymore," is often a defense mechanism, a way to avoid pain or responsibility. But indifference is not peace. The intelligent man knows that true peace comes from facing discomfort, not fleeing it. He chooses to stay steady, even when things get heavy. He may feel disappointment, he may feel hurt, but instead of shutting down, he steps back, regains clarity, and decides how to respond with purpose, not passivity. The Stoic man doesn't say, "I don't care." He says, "This won't control me." That's the difference. 5. They should respect me. Respect is not demanded, it's earned. When a man says, "They should respect me," he reveals his attachment to external validation. The Stoic knows that placing your self-worth in the hands of others is a dangerous game. Marcus Aurelius warned us not to waste time worrying about the opinions of others. Why? Because the opinions of others are not within your control. An intelligent man understands that true respect begins with self-respect. It's not about being loud, dominant, or liked. It's about living with integrity. When your actions align with your values, when you speak truth with calm confidence, and when you stay consistent under pressure, people will notice. But even if they don't, the Stoic man remains unmoved. Saying "they should respect me" is often code for "I feel unseen, unappreciated, insecure." Instead of chasing respect, the wise man chases excellence. He builds himself into someone worthy of respect, whether the world claps for him or not. The Stoic path teaches that we cannot control how others treat us, but we can always control how we carry ourselves. Let your character speak so loudly that you don't need to demand respect. Because the intelligent man doesn't beg for honor, he becomes it. 6. I'll do it later. Procrastination is the silent killer of potential. When a man says, "I'll do it later," he trades the power of the present moment for the illusion of more time. But the Stoics were clear. You are not promised later. Seneca wrote, "While we are postponing, life speeds by. Every time you delay action, you weaken discipline and strengthen regret." The intelligent man knows that later is where dreams go to die. He understands that the future is built in the now. By putting things off, you not only delay progress, you invite chaos. Small tasks become big problems. Missed opportunities turn into permanent losses. The cost of delay is rarely seen immediately, but it compounds quietly over time. "I'll do it later" is also rooted in comfort. It's the ego's way of escaping challenge. But the Stoic rejects comfort when it threatens purpose. He chooses momentum over excuses. He acts even when he doesn't feel like it, because he knows that discipline is not born from motivation, it's born from doing. The intelligent man treats each moment like a chance to move forward. He knows the right time is not later, it's now. Action is the currency of success, and he never spends it on delay. 7. I can't help how I feel. This phrase may sound honest, but it's a form of self-sabotage. When a man says, "I can't help how I feel," he surrenders his mind to emotion. He becomes a passenger in his own life, driven by whatever impulse shows up. But the Stoics taught that while we may not control the initial feeling, we absolutely control what we do with it. Epictetus said, "It's not things that upset us, but our judgment about things." Feelings arise, but the intelligent man pauses, examines, and responds with reason, not reaction. Saying, "I can't help how I feel," is a refusal to self-regulate. It's an excuse to stay stuck in anger, jealousy, anxiety, or resentment. Emotions are not enemies. They are signals, but they should never be the driver. The Stoic man allows feelings to rise, but he does not bow to them. He uses logic as a filter. He asks, "Is this emotion serving me or controlling me?" Intelligence is emotional mastery, not emotional denial. To say, "I can't help how I feel," is to accept chaos. But the wise man knows peace is not found in the absence of emotion. It's found in the discipline to direct it. Feel what you feel, but never let it make your decisions for you.